The highly anticipated UFC 308 is set to feature a pivotal clash in the middleweight division. Former champion Robert Whittaker versus the undefeated 13-0 contender Zayas. This bout is not only a battle between two elite fighters, but also a crucial determinant for the #1 contender spot in the UFC middleweight championship hierarchy. For Whittaker, this fight represents his first challenge against a former champion, adding significant weight to the matchup. Robert Whittaker, a distinguished former UFC middleweight champion, has long been a dominant force within the division. His career is characterized by technical striking, resilience, and a well-rounded skill set. After losing the middleweight title to Israel Adesanya, Whittaker methodically rebuilt his standing in the division with a series of impressive victories over top-tier opponents such as Darren Till, Jared Keir, and Kelvin Gastelum. His ability to blend elite striking with underrated grappling has made him one of the most formidable contenders in the middleweight landscape. In contrast, Zayas has rapidly ascended the ranks, establishing himself as a formidable contender with an unblemished 13-0 record. Fresh off a decisive victory over Khamzat Chimaev at 185 pounds, Zayas is moving up in weight to challenge Whittaker. Both fighters share a remarkable similarity in their records, having each finished Ikram Alisar in the first round. This commonality underscores their finishing power and ability to neutralize dangerous opponents swiftly and effectively. Zayas' rise through the UFC has been nothing short of meteoric. Known for his ferocious grappling, relentless pressure, and powerful striking, Zayas has quickly become a force to be reckoned with. His grappling prowess, marked by dominant wrestling and brutal ground and pound, has drawn comparisons to Khabib Nurmagomedov. However, Zayas distinguishes himself with more dangerous striking, enhancing his overall threat in the octagon. His recent victory over former welterweight champion Khamzat Chimaev at 185 pounds showcased his versatility and ability to compete with elite fighters even when moving up in weight. This win solidified his status as a legitimate contender in the middleweight division, presenting both new opportunities and challenges as he steps into this higher weight class. Despite Zayas' relative inexperience compared to Whittaker, his explosive fighting style and unwavering confidence make him a dangerous opponent for anyone in the division. His ability to dominate opponents with his wrestling, combined with heavy hands and aggressive striking, poses a significant challenge for Whittaker. Zayas' move up in weight introduces fresh dynamics to the fight, requiring him to adapt to a larger and potentially more powerful opponent while maintaining his signature pressure and grappling intensity. As Whittaker prepares for this high-stakes encounter, his strategy revolves around controlling the distance and keeping the fight standing. Whittaker's footwork is one of his greatest assets, allowing him to dart in and out of range, utilizing quick jabs and crisp combinations to frustrate opponents while avoiding significant damage. His striking is sharp, and his fight IQ enables him to read and counter his opponents effectively. Whittaker's recent first-round knockout of Ikram Alisar highlights his ability to finish fights decisively, a skill he aims to carry into his bout with Zayas. Whittaker's experience against top-tier competition gives him a clear edge in high-level competition. His ability to maintain composure under pressure, coupled with his technical striking and defensive capabilities, makes him a formidable opponent. Whittaker's defensive wrestling is also noteworthy. He has consistently demonstrated the ability to stay upright or quickly recover if taken down, a crucial factor against Zayas' grappling-heavy style. On the other side, Zayas' path to victory hinges on imposing his will early and maintaining relentless pressure throughout the fight. His success in the UFC has been built on smothering opponents with constant takedowns and aggressive striking. By closing the distance quickly, Zayas aims to force Whittaker into uncomfortable positions where his speed and footwork are less effective. Zayas' wrestling will be a major factor. If he can secure takedowns, he can control Whittaker on the ground, delivering devastating ground and pound, or seeking submissions. Zayas' relentless style is designed to wear down opponents over time. His ability to sustain pressure and execute continuous takedown attempts can sap Whittaker's stamina, creating opportunities for significant damage or a potential submission victory. Additionally, Zayaz's striking, while perhaps not as technically polished as Whittaker's, possesses raw power and aggression that can overwhelm opponents. His willingness to engage in heavy exchanges may lead to openings for Whittaker's counter-striking, but should Zayaz land cleanly, he has the power to change the fight's momentum decisively. The grappling exchanges in this fight will likely be the most intriguing aspect. Zayaz's background in wrestling is well documented, and his ability to take down and control opponents has been the foundation of his success. Whittaker, however, is no stranger to elite grapplers and has proven his ability to defend against takedowns effectively. His strong defensive wrestling and excellent cardio will be crucial in resisting Zayaz's attempts to dictate where the fight takes place. If Whittaker can effectively manage distance, avoid being trapped against the cage, and keep the fight standing, he will enhance his chances of landing the decisive blows needed for victory. His footwork and striking precision allow him to frustrate and outmaneuver opponents, preventing them from implementing their game plans fully. Conversely, if Zayaz can break through Whittaker's defenses and control the fight's pace and location, he could leverage his grappling to secure a win. The mental game will also play a significant role in determining the fight's outcome. Whittaker's extensive experience in high-stakes fights has honed his ability to handle pressure and remain composed, even when facing the hype surrounding a rising star like Zayaz. His familiarity with championship-level competition provides him with the mental fortitude needed to navigate the challenges of a pivotal bout such as this. Zayaz, while still relatively new to the upper echelon of the middleweight division, has demonstrated remarkable composure and confidence in his undefeated streak. However, facing a seasoned former champion like Whittaker in a co-main event setting could test his mental resilience. Should Zayaz allow the pressure to mount, it could lead to critical mistakes that Whittaker is well equipped to capitalize on. Maintaining focus and executing his game plan under pressure will be essential for Zayaz to secure a victory. Cardiovascular endurance will also be a key factor, especially if the fight extends into the later rounds. Whittaker's ability to manage his energy and maintain a high pace over a 5-round fight is one of his greatest assets. His superior cardio allows him to outlast opponents, particularly those who rely on relentless pressure and high output. If the fight drags on, Whittaker's conditioning could give him an edge, allowing him to capitalize on any fatigue-induced lapses from Zayaz. In contrast, Zayaz's relentless pressure and aggressive style are designed to push opponents into deep waters early in the fight. By imposing his will from the outset, Zayaz aims to disrupt Whittaker's rhythm and force him into defensive positions where his striking and movement are less effective. Zayaz's ability to sustain pressure and continuously threaten with takedowns could wear down Whittaker, creating opportunities for significant strikes or ground control as the fight progresses. The striking departments of both fighters present contrasting styles. Whittaker possesses a diverse and technically refined striking arsenal, including head kicks, body kicks, and powerful punches executed in combinations. This variety makes him a difficult puzzle for opponents to solve, as his unpredictable attack patterns can create openings for decisive strikes. Whittaker's timing is another critical weapon, enabling him to land perfectly timed counterstrikes, particularly against aggressive opponents like Zayaz. Zayaz, while perhaps not as technically polished, brings raw power and aggression to his striking. His willingness to throw heavy shots and engage in exchanges can create openings for Whittaker's counters. However, Zayaz's strikes are dangerous and can alter the fight's course if landed cleanly. The balance between Whittaker's technical precision and Zayaz's power and aggression will be a central dynamic in the fight. In grappling exchanges, Zayaz's wrestling will be pivotal. His ability to control opponents on the ground through takedowns and dominant positions has been a cornerstone of his success. Whittaker's defensive grappling skills, combined with his cardio, will be essential in resisting Zayaz's attempts to dictate the fight's pace and location. The interplay between Whittaker's striking and Zayaz's grappling will likely determine the fight's flow and eventual outcome. Ultimately, the fight between Robert Whittaker and Zayaz at UFC 308 promises to be a classic middleweight showdown blending technical striking, elite grappling, and strategic prowess. Whittaker's experience, technical finesse, and ability to manage distance and control the fight's tempo stand in contrast to Zayaz's relentless pressure, powerful striking, and dominant wrestling. The outcome will hinge on which fighter can effectively implement their game plan, maintain composure under pressure, and capitalize on their strengths while mitigating their opponent's advantages. Fans can expect a thrilling contest filled with strategic maneuvering, explosive exchanges, and high-level competition. Whether Whittaker can leverage his technical skills and experience to secure a decisive victory, or Zayaz can impose his relentless style and finish the fight early, UFC 308 is poised to deliver fireworks. This matchup not only determines the next #1 contender, but also sets the stage for future title contention in the middleweight division, making it a must-watch event for MMA enthusiasts.